Yeah, no, me and my friend, your sister Mandy, we cry when we watch Happily Ever After. So,
Yeah, but that's not fair, Toni-Ann, because every time you see me, when you haven't seen me for 3 or 4 days, you cry too.
Yeah. Oh, so. Dave, it's Dave.
From the Crush Studio in sunny Florida, this is the Disney Crush Podcast. And now your two tempests in a teacup, Dave and Toni-Ann.
On this week's The Disney Crush Podcast, What's His Name joins us to tell us what's so great about Magic Kingdom. The next part in our series, What's So Great About, is starting right now. David, I see our friend Kevin is in the studio.
I can't believe it. Is he here now?
He's coming. He just told me. He just said, I'm on my way to America very soon. So when are you, this is Sunday, August 24th, we're recording. When do you leave?
We fly out on the 5th of September into New York, JFK.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and next Tuesday is my 30th wedding anniversary.
Yay!
Yes,
congratulations.
For murder.
Have you been to New York before?
No, we've never been to New York. It's on our bucket list to do, and I thought it'd be a great anniversary present. Although, I didn't realise quite so many people were going to join us.
Right, very romantic with Kurt Stone. That's how I want to spend my anniversary.
Hey, there's nothing like crashing a party. I mean, hello.
Yeah, well, Deborah's quite pleased because it means like she's got a few people that know New York with us. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because that could be a little intimidating if you don't know where you are.
Yeah, we're not big city people here on the Isle of Wight.
Right, right. So where you going to go? I heard you're going to go see the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, we've got the Statue of Liberty scheduled. We've got Hamilton scheduled in the evening.
Ooh.
We've got 9/11, which is what I wanted to go see. I think we've also got a Viewpoint scheduled. So yeah, we've got a few things up.
Very nice, very nice. If anyone's interested, reach out to Kevin or Samantha Kuhn. Reach out to Samantha Kuhn.
Yeah, reach out to Samantha. Don't contact me.
Yeah, if you're interested in joining the group for any of that stuff. David. And then Kevin's going to come to the Florida park.
Right.
And he's going to see me and you and what's his name?
I know. I can't believe, what's his name? No, what's his name?
His name's Richard.
Big Daddy is coming.
Yeah, so we fly down on the 9th of September and we're staying at Old Key West for 8 nights. And then 9 nights, I think we're at Saratoga Springs.
Okay. Well, if you have trouble finding the bathroom, you could ask Rich. He'll tell you how to get to the bathroom.
I knew that was a 1-bedroom at Saratoga Springs as soon as I heard him talking about it.
All the doors, right.
I've said so myself on my podcast. I said exactly the same thing when we talked about it last year.
Uh-huh.
Hey, just get yourself some sticky notes and stick them on the doors. That's
toilet, shower,
yeah.
closet, washing machine.
Uh-huh.
But in the middle of the night, you can't see those.
That is true. That's true. Get some of those reflectors or something. I don't know. You figure it out.
I'm sure there's a couple in there that should have had a toilet in.
Yeah.
And that one with a safe. It's just, I think they just forgot to put it in, but there you go.
So, Kevin, I just want you to know, he does know your name because a few months ago, I was laying in bed. It was after he came back from Mother's Day. And I said, I don't have any more Disney trips on the schedule except in September, I want to go see Kevin. And he said, Kevin's coming? And I said, yeah. And he said, I'd like to go. So he knows your name. I don't know what that was about that day.
Oh, what's his name?
What's his name? David, are you going to come see what's his name?
I haven't quite decided yet. I'm not too
come
sure.
on.
I might want to be incognito and
just turn up, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might get the whole hand wave and I'll just keep walking. You know?
Right. So
that's what most of my family do to me. So we'll be like family then, Dave.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're not recording on our normal day, so I don't have any news or Facebook, but I do. Everybody knows by now, but the Blue Ribbon Corn Dog finally opened on the boardwalk. So Dave is very excited about going to try the Blue Ribbon Corn Dog, the pickle dog. They announced it years ago.
Nearly as long as the trams to come back after COVID, I believe.
Maybe. Dave.
Well, I will. If I was going to try anything, I would try that pickle dog, but I would nibble myself around it and then when I got to the middle part, I would just discard that middle part.
So you just eat the pickle.
Yeah. But, I think I need to start learning how to like them a little bit more or appreciate them and start eating them because they are okay on my diet and I can't eat them. It's just the stuff that's covering them, all that breading and stuff.
Yeah, you can't eat the cornbread.
But I can get to the pickle and the dog maybe.
Okay.
Maybe I'll try something new. I got to be a little bit more adventurous.
Well, when Kevin's here, Food and Wine will have started. And so there'll be things to try. I noticed the booths, some of the booths didn't come back this year. My favorite booth for the last several years was the Kenya booth. And that booth is not coming back. That had the best steak. It was like coffee rub steak.
Yeah, they had the shrimp too.
Yeah, those really good shrimp.
But
remember, I was a little tipsy that one night, and I went by and I went in the back door of the booth to tell the guys that it was the best booth at this festival.
Yeah, you were very excited about that, but they were kind of going down towards the end there before they closed.
Yeah,
it just wasn't the same anymore.
It wasn't as good.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. If they lost interest or they got a different distributor and things just weren't the same. I don't know.
And by weird internet people coming in through the back door.
And then the Ireland booth is not coming back, which, hot fish stew in the middle of August was always my favorite, having a nice steaming cup of hot fish stew, but that one's not coming back either.
Jesus, what you're talking about.
So I don't know. No Ireland and no Kenya, but they did replace it with other things, but not nations. Like there's bubbles and brew and cheese and crackers, and pickle milkshakes. All that stuff is coming back.
There's so many booths that I would not even miss if they took them away, but it always seems like the ones that we really like, they always end up taking them away. They used to have venison there sometimes too at one of the booths. Actually,
I think there is going to be venison, or it might be bison. I think that there is going to be venison though back this year. There's some kind of butcher. Oh wait, that's the 23 event.
Well, that's good to hear because that was like one of the best things they had for a long time, and then they took it away.
Yeah, Bambi's quite tasty.
Bambi is, yeah.
Hey, stop. It's a circle of life, Kevin.
That's the wrong park, Dave.
Yeah. Bramblewood Bites. Now that has bison. It isn't venison. I see bison, short ribs. Yeah, I don't see venison, Dave. I see bison.
Yeah.
So we can have the bison when we go. All right. So Kevin is coming. Are you going to go to Magic Kingdom during your trip, Kevin?
Yeah, I think that'll be the first place we'll go, Disney-wise.
Okay.
But the first place we'll go will be Disney Springs.
Of course, because Deborah likes her Pandora.
Well, interestingly enough, I spoke to Deborah about this during this podcast, and I got the questions up, and she said her favourite park is, guess?
Disney Springs. Epcot? Just like me, see?
I think it's because she just likes the Japanese pavilion and the Chinese pavilion for all those shops.
Those little shops, yeah. Which aren't owned by Disney, either one of those shops. So that's saying something.
That's probably why the prices are a bit cheaper.
They are a bit cheaper, you're right. They are. All right, so I have we are using the same questions that we used with Jeff Apoka for Animal Kingdom and Gina Simpson for Epcot. We are using the same questions for Kevin about Magic Kingdom. So, Dave, was there anything else you want to discuss before we get right to it, or?
No, I'm good. Let's get into it.
All right. Now I have to find the questions. Oh, there they are. Okay. So we'll let Kevin start first with, Kevin, did you always love Magic Kingdom, or did you learn to appreciate it over time?
No, always loved it.
Really? Okay.
The first Disney park I ever went to back in '94 on my honeymoon was Magic Kingdom. After actually going to SeaWorld and Universal, because we were on iDrive, and I was driving back then. It was the first place we headed to was Magic Kingdom. Always the best, Magic Kingdom.
Coming off of Universal and SeaWorld, did you immediately see the Disney difference, or?
This is '94 Disney.
Right.
before Universal Studios.
Hmm.
It was a different animal back then.
Right. Universal has stepped up its game now, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely a different animal to what it was back in '94 when we first came over.
Yeah.
So, Kevin, let me ask you: on your list, 1, 2, 3, or 4, where would Magic Kingdom fall for you? Number
It's
1,
one.
really interesting. Okay, well, perfect.
No, there's no argument there. It lacks a few things, like a dragon underneath the castle.
Right.
Apart from that, it's my favourite park. It's Magic Kingdom, isn't it? Why are we even recording this?
Because we need a podcast. That's
Yeah.
Content is king.
That's right. David, what is your take on Magic Kingdom? Have you always loved it?
Well, I have a love-hate relationship with Magic Kingdom. For us being kind of local, I hate going there because to me it's just a pain in the butt trying to get in there sometimes.
The parking lot.
Yeah, and the crowds, and you got a monorail, boat, whatever. But I do find the nostalgia about it. I understand all that. I get it, and I do appreciate all that. Some people say they walk down Main Street and they start to cry or they get those feelings. I don't really get those feelings. I think I appreciate it, but I'm going to be honest. It's probably the last out of the 4 parks on my list. It kind of goes back and forth. So I switch from Epcot to Magic Kingdom. I kind of go back and forth.
Okay.
But I do appreciate it for what it is. And I think that with all the changes coming up, we're in for a big change, and it could very well climb up my list. So we'll see in 20 years from now. Well, I'll be dead, so I know. Never mind. I might not ever see it happen.
Stay positive, Dave. Stay positive.
Yeah. We'll be pushing you in the wheelchair.
And I kind of know what it falls on your list too, Toni-Ann, but tell everybody where it falls on your list.
Well, to say, have I always loved it? Of course, I've always loved it. First of all, the first time I came to Disney was 1981, and it was the only park. So yes, I always loved it. It has a very strong nostalgia thing for me. I am one of those people that cries when I see the castle or when I watch Happily Ever After. And that's just me. I'm gonna cry. But if you said to me, let's go to Disney for the day, which park do you want to go to? Unless there's something specific I want to do in Magic Kingdom, I'm probably not going to say Magic Kingdom. I'm probably going to say Epcot or Hollywood or even Animal Kingdom before I'd say Magic. But Magic has the most rides. So if I'm with my family and I want to, my kids or grandkids or people that I want to take to Disney for the first time, I'm always going to bring them to Magic Kingdom because it's the heart of Disney, and it's where the rides are, and it's a love-hate thing too. You're right. There might be a little Debbie Downer in me in this episode because there's a couple of things that aren't great about Magic Kingdom, but the rides can't be beat. So we'll take that.
I have cried on Main Street, but that was only came out of Pandora, and my wife had just spent $400. Apart from that,
that'll make you cry, all right.
Yeah, no, me and my friend, your sister Mandy, we cry when we watch Happily Ever After. So
yeah, but that's not fair, Toni-Ann, because every time you see me, when you haven't seen me for 3 or 4 days, you cry too.
Yeah. Oh, Dave, it's Dave. Yeah.
She hardly comes to see me when I'm.
Oh, stop it! The last time you were there was just too much going on, and it was not a good. That's why I'm excited about this weekend.
We will see, people. I'm going to record how many times I see Toni-Ann.
Oh, that would be a good one. That's a good idea.
I'm going to record how many minutes she actually spends with me. How's about that?
Going to Epcot, and Saturday we're going to Animal Kingdom. That's our plans. But Thursday, I don't know what time we're arriving, so I can't make you any promises about Thursday. But
we will see. We will see, people. We'll run a little side bet on that, Dave. What do you reckon?
You mean a side bet about Thursday?
No, side bet about how long I see you. Or how many times I see you.
We have a meal planned. We made a reservation. Karen and I made reservations for dinner. So
Karen and Scott just come down at a drop of a hat when we're there.
Right. They don't have a Michael. No, I'm coming specifically to see you, so I better see you.
So who are we having? Are we having Toni-Ann, Rich, and Michael, or
No, we're going to keep Michael because our 25th anniversary was this year and we didn't get a chance to do anything. So we're going to spend that weekend just mom and dad. So we'll see. And Kevin, because that's very romantic. Just like you're spending your anniversary with Kurt. So
Question number 2 for you, Kevin and Toni-Ann and myself. What is a detail at Magic Kingdom that most people, casual visitors, miss, Kevin?
Right. Well, I suppose I've got to say Tom Sawyer's Island.
and the shooting arcade and the Liberty Bell and that little area across from Pirates where you could go and sit and get in the shade. Those are all areas that people don't appreciate.
We're going to try and record a podcast from Tom Sawyer's Island when I'm on.
Yeah, that's what Dave wrote too. Dave showing us his notes. He wrote the same thing.
So the other year where we had that meetup with Mickey Files, and we'd been on it. We tried to go on it time before, but it stopped for the evening. It stopped about 5 o'clock, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So use it or lose it, I think is what they say, isn't it?
That's it. We can't complain that they're taken away. If you say I've never been there or I haven't been there in 20 years, well then you shouldn't really be complaining that they're taking it away.
I haven't been to Tom Sawyer's Island since I think 2009.
Yeah.
But I don't come that regular. But
Right.
I took the boys over there at least once or twice when they were younger. But by 2012, they weren't interested, which was the third time they came. So, yeah, Tom Sawyer's Island. That's a place I don't think people notice very much. That's why it's going away, and we're getting cars.
Absolutely, it's a good one. Yep. I mean, I'm going to say it. I'll go next, Tony, and that's what I said.
Okay.
Too. Tom Sawyer's Island and Liberty Bell. Those two that people just kind of look at them and they don't go or they don't pay attention to it. And we did the same thing for years on the Liberty Bell until we finally did it. And we're like, wow, we've been missing out. So what about you, Toni-Ann?
Well, I'm going to say something kind of isn't really Magic Kingdom, but it's Magic Kingdom adjacent. Is on Facebook, I see a lot of people asking about going to Magic Kingdom for the day. Where can I relax, or where should I eat? And a lot of people don't. If you're a casual Disney visitor, you may not realize the proximity of Magic Kingdom to the other resorts, the monorail resorts, the Contemporary, the Poly, the Grand Floridian, and Wilderness Lodge, and even Fort Wilderness to some extension, that those are there as good places to get away, a respite from the craziness of the park, especially if it's during the summer where the park is open from 8:30 a.m. until 11, and you need a break, but maybe you're staying off site. Maybe you don't want to go back to your hotel. You can go to these other resorts and there's really nice restaurants. I think the restaurants in those resorts are better than anything inside Magic Kingdom. So you have like Geyser Point where you don't even have to have a reservation. And some of the best food on Disney property is just steps outside of Magic Kingdom if you look for it and if you know about it. And the same thing is, at the holidays, the parks are crazy during the holidays. But if you just need a break, get on the monorail, go see the decorations in the nearby resorts. And I think we know about it because we are Disney diehards, but I think a lot of people miss that. You don't have to be staying at the resorts to visit the resorts. And a really good day to visit the resorts is on your Magic Kingdom day if you need a break. If you need a break from the heat, if you need a break from the crowds, go. I talk about they all have really nice couches you can sit on and relax. You can charge your phone. You could recharge yourself, and you can maybe get a nice meal or a nice drink if you want to go to one of the lounges. They have lounges there. People complain that Magic Kingdom is a dry park. If you would like a beer, go over to the Contemporary, walk into the Steakhouse 71 lounge and get a beer and just get a break for your day. So Kevin's nodding through that whole thing.
And I think Magic Kingdom has some of the worst food.
Yeah. And we're going to get to that. But yeah, I agree with you.
Resorts have some of the best.
Yeah. Yeah. When people ask, where should I eat on my Magic Kingdom day? I often kind of snarkily reply, get on the monorail and get out of Magic Kingdom. There's good quick services at those. The Contempo Cafe, Captain Cook's, and Gasparilla Grill all are really pretty good. So
If I could, you two, I missed something. I got so excited about the TSI and Liberty Bell.
Uh-huh.
One of the details a lot of people miss too is all the little things that you just don't pay attention to, like the windows going down Main Street,
True.
all the information on there, and also the walkway. People just walk on that and walk on into the park, but that walkway is red because Walt wanted to create a red carpet for his guests. But you don't think about those little things.
No.
You have to kind of search and the history of it, but those little details I find are everywhere on the rides, in the rides, around the rides. So pay attention because you'll find little things here and there.
Right. And the walkway in Frontierland that has, or Liberty Square with the urine in the street. That's something people miss.
I think the queue line for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, because we'd always fast passed it when we first got it.
Mm-hmm.
And last year, I think the last time we came, it was the first time we did the full queue line. And there's so much in there, so much detail.
Oh, yeah.
You know, even if it's a 45-minute wait, if you're moving, there's such a lot to look at and see.
Yeah.
It's a kid's paradise for things to touch and lick and
lick. The snozberries taste like snozberries. And the Peter Pan queue and the Winnie the Pooh queue. And a lot of times we fast pass all these things. But if you go through the standby queues, there are some amazing queues at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, absolutely. The queues are some of the best things, honestly.
All right, Kevin. So now we just said that we hate the food at Magic Kingdom. So our next question is, if Dave is buying, what are you eating and drinking at Magic Kingdom?
Right. Well, I'm going to cheat like you just did.
Okay.
And I'm going to get him to take me to Victoria and Albert.
There you go.
Come on, Dave. Flash the cash. You're going to have to put some shoes on, mate. You're not getting in there with your
Can't do it.
Or your tank top. No. Yeah.
Sandals and shorts that's a must. It's Florida. Come on.
What's next? Do you like at Magic Kingdom, Kevin? Is there anything you do like?
To be honest with you, if I'm eating in Magic Kingdom, I'm going to one of two places. I'm either going to have an ice cream at the plaza
and
have to sit across from my wife eating
mint chocolate chip
toothpaste ice cream, or I'm going to go and get that waffle.
Yeah. Well, they changed the waffle.
They're the two things that I would go and have in Magic Kingdom. Other than that, I'm certainly not Casey's. I've only ever had something from Casey's once, which was when we had that VIP tour, and really you had very little choice of going to get food from anywhere else, and that was a waste of whatever it cost.
Right.
Yeah, we have an ice cream from the plaza, or we go and get that waffle. We don't really eat a lot in Magic Kingdom. I don't rate it. Liberty Tree, I don't mind. If we're up, we'll have something for Liberty Tree, but I'm interested. We used to do Be Our Guest in the old days when it was quick service for but now it's a sit down. We're not really that interested in it. It went downhill quite quickly, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. So what you were saying in your last answer was you usually would like walk to Contemporary and go to Contempo Cafe.
We'd by lunchtime. So if we've got, because Magic Kingdom's usually in as early as they let you in. All the rides that we can do. Dinner time, lunchtime. If we're getting hot and bothered, we'll escape to exactly what you said.
Yeah.
Walk to the Contemporary, because we were staying at Bay Lake Tower last time we were there. We'd go to Bay Lake Tower and have, something in a Contempo Cafe. Maybe just sit on the monorail and do a loop on the monorail and have a browse around the shops. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Get a coffee or a drink in one of the quick services, or go into one of the bars and then come back round and maybe pop back in the Magic Kingdom for the afternoon, evening.
I also heard you like to eat the pineapple upside down cake Dole Whip thing on the ground while sitting on the ground.
Yeah, back in 2019, that's the picture of legends, isn't it?
Yes, Kevin was sitting on the ground. If you don't know, they had one of those Dole Whip pineapple upside down cakes, and there was no place to sit. So him and Deborah went into this little cubby hole and found a spot and sat on the ground, and they didn't realize it was actually the exit for Tiki Room. So when the doors opened, all these people came out and they're sitting on the ground, and people that knew them actually saw them.
People came out, you mean? This is tiki room. We're not going to get run over. It's not the end of Formula One race or something.
With the tiki room, we're right, 4 or 5 people, but they happen to know you. Those 4 or 5 people.
Yeah, I believe it was that weird guy. What's his name? I can't.
Bert Sloan.
Yeah, that Kessler guy.
Oh, Ben Kessler. Okay. Okay. All right, Dave. If I'm buying, what are you eating on your Magic Kingdom day?
Well, Toni-Ann, I want to be nice, unlike Kevin.
Oh, you're not going to go to Victoria and Albert?
No, but my diet-wise is a little strict. So at this point, I'm just going to go to maybe, well, I would say Sleepy Hollow like Kevin, but now they've changed everything.
Right.
I might go to Skipper Canteen because I found a new appreciation for Skipper Canteen that I hadn't had before. But I'll be completely honest. I'm kind of like you guys. I am going to get on that monorail or I'm walking to the Contemporary and I'm getting the heck out of Magic Kingdom because the food just sucks over there. There's nothing good there.
That's really, this is really interesting. This is really an area where Disney really needs to take a look. This is supposed to be their flagship park, and the food is not great. But if people don't make their voices heard and let Disney know that we feel this way, I guess we're getting what we get.
You can't go wrong with the Whole Whip. The Whole Whip is a classic. So might as well finish it off with a Whole Whip.
You're the biggest captive audience there, aren't you?
Really? Yeah. And people don't know. People, like I said, people really don't realize that how easy it is to get to the nearby resorts.
You can walk, can't you? To that's why I like to do that. That makes that the easiest because you're more reliable than the monorail.
It's true. It's going to come up later too, in some other questions we have too. Toni-Ann, neither myself nor Kevin are buying, so you're on your own. So where you?
Oh, okay. Well, I like at Aloha Isle the Dole Whip mixed with the coconut, so it's kind of like a pina colada swirl. I like that. I do like that. But again, for my main meal, I might go to Casey's and get the corn dog nuggets. I know you both think that's disgusting, but they're pretty good. And Michael, the last couple times we've been there, has gone to the confectionery and gotten that make your own popcorn mix. And it's really good. If you pick out the flavors you like, and you get a big serving. Kevin, what do you want to say? You're trying to point at me and saying yes.
Yes, Deborah's got that on her to-do list. The one snack that she's excited about doing. Yeah.
It's actually a decent portion, and you pick what you want mixed in with your popcorn and what kind of popcorn you want. So I like that. So Dave, you can get me that. But then I'm probably going to get on the monorail and go to the Poly and go to Tambu Lounge and have Ohana without the Ohana price tag or the Ohana craziness. You could just go into the Tambu Lounge and get the pot stickers, the wings, the noodles, the best parts of the Ohana meal without the Ohana price tag. I think Mandy and I went in June with the kids. So there were 5 of us, and the bill without the alcohol brought it up. But the bill for the food for the 5 of us was as much as it would have been for one of us inside the restaurant. So it was about $68 for the 5 of us to eat.
Is that the Mandy Molonowski that's coming to London when I'm flying to New York?
Yes, she's going to London when you come to the US. Yes.
That's how popular I am.
Right. He's so popular that people leave the country when he comes.
You can't even stand being on the same continent as me.
All right, Kevin, number 4. Our question is for you. If you could only ride one ride at Magic Kingdom, what would it be?
Oh, no. I'll tell you what it wouldn't be. And that's Space Mountain. It's probably Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Oh,
that's surprising.
Yeah, I like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. It's a bit short though, isn't it? Essentially.
Yeah, it is.
Now, at the moment, I like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train because Luke, who does the Dizzload with me, is frightened of the witch at the end. It terrifies him. He has to look away.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, we're going to have to tease him about that one, Tony.
He's in his late 30s.
Well,
Luke, it terrifies him, that witch, apparently.
There is a famous photo of Kevin on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and he happens to be wearing a T-shirt of a podcast that I've heard of once or twice.
You would not believe how that wound Kurt Stone up.
Kurt, if people don't know, Kevin went to meet Kurt. It was like our first big meetup we were having, and he was wearing a Disney Crush podcast shirt instead of a Geekin' on Walt Disney World podcast shirt. And it was a Geekin' on Walt Disney World meetup. Let me just be clear. It was a Geekin' meetup, and he was wearing a Disney Crush shirt. So that became a running joke with our group that Kevin wears the wrong shirts to the wrong groups.
I had a Geekin' one for the Sunday, which was the big meetup.
Right. I know you did.
Yeah. And the Saturday. So I just put, because I bought your shirt, or you sent me the shirt. You sent me the shirt. I thought, well, I'll wear that one Saturday. I'll wear that one Sunday. And of course, Kurt didn't. Kurt, he bit like a Rottweiler. Bless him.
It's all right. It happens a lot. Then there's pictures of the first time he ever met Scott Daves. Scott Daves was also wearing a Disney Crush t-shirt. So it's like, it became a really, really funny thing, actually.
Even people, as we came on this recording, I turned the camera down and I have got a
Dub-de-dub
t-shirt on today.
But this is the thing, because to get back at Dave, and not on purpose, Dave's nephew wears Geekin' on Walt Disney World shirts all the time whenever he's with his Uncle Dave, and that's become an ongoing thing. And again, it's not on purpose. It just happens to fall that way.
Yeah, that's what she's saying, David. Don't believe a word of it. Although when Toni-Ann came on our podcast, the Disload, the other week, she was wearing a
Kevin Curtis Allen t-shirt.
And I don't think I told the guys about it. And they, what
He's got a shirt with Kevin's name on it. You too can have a shirt with Kevin's name on it on TeePublic in the Disney Crush shop.
Oh, if you go to the BGT TeePublic shirt, you can have a t-shirt with Brit's Guide on it.
There you go.
Or you can have one with a Disload on it. Or even the Devonshire Diz if you really like.
Wow. We gotta go, Kat. We gotta go, Dave. We gotta get some shirts.
I think I've made $6 this week.
Okay, so Kevin is riding Seven Doors Mine Train for the rest of his life.
What about you, Toni-Ann?
If you had asked me 3 years ago, I would have said Splash Mountain all day, every day. I have not yet ridden Tiana. I haven't had the chance to get over there yet, so I don't know if I would feel the same way. Splash Mountain was my favorite ride for many, many years, so I'm not sure. So probably Tiana, but if not, I'd say probably Haunted Mansion would be my next ride that I'd ride.
We like Haunted Mansion. Deborah likes that because she'll go on it basically. Although she does go on Seven Doors Mine Train.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Haunted Mansion's good.
David, what ride are you riding for the rest of your life? The Tomorrowland Speedway. That's
How'd you guess? Well, this one actually was kind of difficult for me because I too wanted to say Haunted Mansion at one point. I started really thinking about it and I thought, you know what? I would probably say the People Mover.
okay.
Only because it's a great place to chill. And the way the seats are, they're like bench seats and you kind of face each other. If you switch those seats, it's almost like a different experience. So you're not supposed to, but if you did partway through the ride, you just switch seats with somebody.
Yeah.
You could see things differently than going the other one way.
Right.
And during the day is way different than at night. At night, if you hit it just right during the fireworks, there's a spot in there you'll be able to see the fireworks from time to time. You'll be able to see Tron at night. The people down there walking around. You'll get to see, I don't know, just so much stuff that to me, it's just one of those quintessential, just relaxing, wonderful things at Disney. I don't want to ever see them get rid of it. They probably will because we're talking about it now. But they just need to upgrade it maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think the People Mover, I could be totally happy on there. If I could take some Uncle Dave's water, a little bit of food, and they let me do it, I would just, can I go another time? And can I go again? And we do ask them sometimes if it's not really crowded, can we just go around again? And a lot of times they'll say, yeah, go ahead. Let's go around again. Yeah, but try that at night because it is a different experience at night, day and night.
It's really cool at night. It is.
You get inside, you get outside. Yeah, it's just cool. Just a cool ride.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of doing it with both my wives at the Halloween party.
Both his wives. Both his wives, Dave.
so
Do you know who
lucky.
his second wife is?
I know Deirdre.
His second wife is your second wife. You guys both. She gets around. She's also Kurt Stone's second wife, I think. So.
Yeah, do you know what? They were saying that for ages, and I didn't have a clue what they were on about, Deborah and Deirdre. Not a Scooby-Doo. That's a thing. Now, if I said not a Scooby-Doo, you'd know what I mean, wouldn't you?
Clue?
Not a clue, yeah. I said it to a millennial the other day, and she didn't know who Scooby-Doo was.
Aw.
Well, that's understandable. I guess.
David.
Ask him what a record
Kevin.
player is.
Yeah.
Kevin, do you have any pro tips that would make a day at Magic Kingdom better?
Yeah, go to Tom Sawyer Island.
Okay.
How dare you?
Yeah, my pro tip is get there early.
Yeah.
Get there early. Stay on site and get there early. Because even if you only get a half an hour, as a resort guest, obviously you get in half an hour early.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a lot of time. It really frustrates me why we don't get an hour now. Because, the price of a hotel room, I've just priced up a hotel for my boss. So she's got one child, over 3, and they want to go in September next year, and it's £8,000.
Wow. Wow.
I paid $10,900 for my
DVC contract.
It hurts. I don't know how people can afford to go, but yes, get there early, get in, do the ride you want to do, and then get the hell out of Crazy Town. When it's too hot and too busy, go to a resort, go back to your actual resort and swim, or go to another resort and do like Toni-Ann says, eat, drink, and shop, and then go back in the evening. Not necessarily the same park. I play bus roulette. I've been playing bus roulette every time I've come. Me and Deb will go back to Disney Springs, then we walk around, we get something to eat in Disney Springs, then we'll go back to our resort. I'll leave Deborah there because she's not an evening person. I'll go out in the evening on my own, and I'll sometimes just walk to the bus. And if a bus pulls up with Hollywood Studios on, I get on it. If it's Magic Kingdom, I get on it, or whatever.
Cool.
Yeah, bus roulette.
Very cool.
I love that.
Trademarked under the Brits Guide, that is.
You got to get that in. That's right.
David, what's your tip for Magic Kingdom?
Well, my pro tip, as I mentioned earlier, is I said we're going to circle back to this one because was your number 2 when you talked about what's a detail, and you talked about going over to the Contemporary and getting off property on a Magic Kingdom property and going to eat somewhere. My pro tip is you can walk to the Contemporary, or you can take the resort monorail and hit some of the resorts and food. And it's a great little respite from the park. And you get to see a lot of things that are so close. Some people just miss that. Like, I could walk to the Contemporary from here in like 5 minutes. I'm like, yes, you can.
Right.
And I think the biggest tip I could have, this might make my second wife a little upset, but if you go to the Tiki Room, it's nice, air conditioned, and you can take a wonderful nap there.
Yep.
The only thing is a little clicking beaks, whatever. That will eventually lull you into a sleep. The clicking. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, the Tiki Room. Yeah. I used to say that about the Country Bears Jamboree.
Yep.
It used to be the only people I've been in there. It's been me, Deborah, and one other couple.
It'll get back to that. It's just right now it's very popular because it's new, but I'm sure that in 2 or 3 years' time it'll be quiet again.
Did I tell you about my dropped baby incident in Country Bears Jamboree?
Your dropped baby?
Yeah, in front of us. You know that the way the seating is. There's a big gap, isn't there?
Yeah.
Small baby, and I would still call it a baby. Certainly wasn't walking. So it shouldn't have been in the park, David, really, should it?
No, absolutely not.
The child fell through the gap.
Oh, through the hole between the seat and the back of the seat?
The only thing that sort of I noticed, it was someone was coming over from behind me. Sort of see the baby. I grabbed the baby and passed it back to the father. The mother never turned round. She never acknowledged anything had happened. At the end of the Country Bears Jamboree, they got up and walked out like nothing's happened. And the guy behind me tapped me on the shoulder and said, "What the was that all about?"
Kevin got his first turkey.
Oh, yes. About time.
Because this baby had literally fallen through him, and the guy behind me had come over my shoulder to try and grab the baby.
Right.
And I grabbed the baby, passed it back to the father. The mother never flinched. She never turned herself, sorry about that. Nothing. They just got up and walked out, just like it was an everyday occurrence.
She was mesmerized by the bears.
Oh. Yeah, I wouldn't like to say what Deborah said afterwards. That would be several turkeys.
It's like Rich.
Deborah and Rich are going to get along fine.
Something always happens when I go in Country Bears.
Dave, are you going to ask me the question?
Okay, Toni-Ann, give us your pro tip. Yeah, I'm sure you have a pro tip.
So, well, I am. Well, you guys all took mine about leaving the park, so I'm not going to bang on that one. But let's talk about filler magic, which is Dominic coined the phrase many years ago. When you have a multi-pass return time now, or you have a reservation to get to, but you have nothing to do, you have to kill 30 minutes. Filler magic. You've got filler magic, literally the show. There's usually not much of a wait for that, and these are also good places to suck up some air conditioning. So you can go see Filler Magic, which is a great show. If you haven't seen the Coco scene, which is new in the last couple of years, go back and see it again. You've got the Hall of Presidents. You've got the People Mover, which Dave talked about. You've got Michael's favorite, Carousel of Progress. And I'm missing one. Oh, the Tiki Room and the Country Bear Jamboree. But right now the Country Bears is going through a little bit of a popularity spurt. So, but they're great places to get air conditioning and to get off your feet and to pass the time before the next thing you need to get to. So filler magic at Magic Kingdom is plentiful. Oh, and the Monsters Inc. laugh floor. I just remembered that one.
The Monsters Inc. laugh floor. Somewhere else, Luke, who has been going since the early 90s, has never been.
Really?
And
Well, he needs to.
And he hosts his own podcast, The Disload, and he doesn't even ever step foot in the laughter floor. It's a disgrace.
Needs to get
Luke,
there.
be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, I dismissed it for years too. Then I finally went on it, and I'm like, wow, what have I been missing? This is fun.
Yep, it is.
Again, it's air con. It's and it's different every time. A little bit different every time.
Right.
And I've been that guy twice.
There you go.
Never been that guy.
You have to sit in a specific part of the theater.
Yeah, I know where to sit, and I avoid that. I'm like, I don't want to be that guy.
They had theatre on when we were there for the Halloween party. They do a little bit. They change up a little bit different.
Yeah.
Halloween party. Yes, that's really good. You can just sit in there, and it's not the show. It's just people can just drift through, sitting there, and they sort of interact with the audience. I think that's a brilliant piece of air conditioning, and it's also great to just a bit different. Obviously, interacting with you and talking to you, it's great.
They comment on your costumes if you're wearing costumes and things like that. Yeah. Well, Dave, are you still gonna go and see Kevin when he comes to Florida, or has this changed your mind?
No. I'll go see him.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
No, I'm looking forward to seeing Kev and Deirdre.
Deirdre's not going to be there. Deirdre's not going to be there.
No, I'll get to see her this weekend.
No, shh.
Oh,
don't say that. It's a secret.
That's right. I forgot.
It's.
Yeah. I'll have to edit that out too. Wow.
She's surprising Samantha at Wendy's house next weekend.
That'll all have happened by the time we come.
Oh, will it? Yeah, maybe because we. Okay. So it'll have already happened. You can keep it.
Well, you'll see. Okay.
So have I plugged the Disload enough yet?
You've plugged the Disload, Brit's Guide to DVC. Are you going to do more of that Florida podcast? Have you decided?
Well, what I'm going to probably do is I'm going to probably drop Brit's Guide to Disney Vacation Club and just call it Brit's Guide and put everything out on that. And then we're going to do the Disload monthly at last Friday of the month.
Okay.
Going to be coming out as a news sort of report show. Then I'm going to do a Brit's Guide episode. We're going to do a Devonshire Dis episode once a month. And then we're going to also launch a cruise line podcast. So that's going to come. So we're going to have, I'm hoping we're going to have one a week, but it will be different podcasts through the month. But they're all going to be out. So you'll have something each week to download.
That's a good idea. Is that going to get you on a cruise?
No, because we have 3 very experienced Disney podcaster that does Walt Disney World. And he's from DVC from a child. Then
Right.
we've got Adam, or of course we all know as a Disneyland Paris expert. And then we have the other Adam, who is referred to as AC or Aircon on our podcast.
Right.
He is the cruise line specialist.
Oh,
So
good.
3 very experienced people, then me.
You're very experienced too.
I don't know if you listened to last week's episode, but I released some DVC news, and all it was a load of crickets because there wasn't anything at the D23 for
No,
DVC.
there wasn't. There really wasn't.
There was just a photograph in the background of Alani at one stage, and that's the nearest thing to DVC.
But I've heard rumors that they're maybe revisiting the lakeside resort, the nudist colony. It's not really a nudist colony. It just sounds like one. Nature's lakeside resort, whatever it is.
Yeah, I think we'll get that in sort of a watered down package.
Okay.
They're still trying to tell us that the Polynesians sold out.
How could it be sold out already?
Yeah, exactly. But that's what they're promoting. They released a few points, but they usually declare them in stages. So
Yeah.
I think they're just holding it back, trying to push interest in because Alani's still being sold, which was opened in the turn of the century.
Yeah. Alani. Yeah. That's a hard sell to go to Hawaii. Do you think there's a reason why they didn't? They released this news release about the Poly this week. Do you think there's a reason they didn't announce it at D23, the new restaurant and all?
Why wouldn't you? I just don't understand it. I think he's suffering a bit of amnesia, your buddy, old Josh.
Josh, yeah.
I think he forgot to do it myself. I think he got so mesmerised by Deadpool coming on and stealing his thunder.
Okay.
Hashtag fix the Yeti.
Yeah, he told that Deadpool came on and told him to fix the Yeti and made fun of Maleficent blowing up.
Yeah,
that was interesting. That was an interesting.
But didn't you think that showed? I thought that was really good because Disney don't like making fun of themselves.
No, yeah. So, yeah, D23 is really for the super fan, and the super fans, we're the ones that make fun of the Yeti being broken and Maleficent setting herself on fire and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, I liked that. I thought it was really, really clever because, again,
I would have liked it if he had on one of his signs, because there was, if people don't know, there was like an animation. Deadpool came out, but then he did a song, and in the background there were little pictures of Deadpool doing silly things, and he had a sign that said "Fix the Yeti." And I would have liked it if he had a sign that said "Thanks, Chapek." I thought that would have been funny, but that's just me. Anyway,
yes, I see your shirt with Chapek.
I might bring that one back out. I haven't worn it since he's been gone, but I might bring that shirt back out. David,
Tony.
we'll see Kevin shortly after this show comes out.
Yep, that's right. Finally, he made it. He's going to make it back again.
Yeah, well, I'm down from the 9th to the 27th. I've had a few people reach out to me, so I'm meeting up with those, and we'll arrange some things when we're there if anybody wants to meet up.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, David, I think that's it for this week's Disney Crush podcast.
All right, Kevin, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it. Always good to talk to you again.
Thanks a lot. Go and listen to the Disload.
That's right.
All right. So that's going to do it for this week's Disney Crush podcast. So we shall see you guys next week. Say goodbye, you two.
Goodbye.
Bye, you two.
I think that's it. All right.